And good afternoon. And I guess it's good evening now. It's 5:30 my time. We're going to be taking a look at the Tier 4 Shenyang. Took this thing out once before. Wasn't all that successful because it looked like half the enemy fleet was against about me and two battleships. Didn't work out too well in our favor. We still won, but yours truly bit the dust very quickly because we had two cruisers, a couple of destroyers, and a couple of battleships working against me. Needless to say, that didn't have a happy outcome. I'm going to go ahead and use this Halloween because I got one. Lower his concealment a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look at the armament because that's something you're going to need to know about. It has four, you count them there, 1, 2, 3, 4, US 5-inch guns, but they are not 5-inch 38s. It's not what you get on the Mayhans or the and they were not anti-aircraft weapons. They were the 5-inch 51s that were used as battleship secondary armaments. And they came out about 3150 feet per second. And they were firing a 50-pound shell. So they're not quite up to the 130 Soviet rounds, which are firing 70-pound shells. You do not see that until you see 5-inch 54s and the midway class. But this is a very flat-shooting, hard-hitting gunboat. Now, on the torpedoes, on the modules, you've got a problem. You can go with the 51 knot and the 7.3 range, or you can choose a 64 knot and 6.4 range. The problem is your concealment is 6.3. And so I have both, but I am going to go ahead and mount the solar torpedoes because I will find them more useful. It gives me a little more stealth range. Now, if that turns out to be a mistake, I can always go back and remount the Mark 11s because they're available to me. All right. Maneuverability. You're going to get 39 knots, plenty of speed. This is a Mitsuki class. I believe that's correct. Minakaze class. It was turned over to China as war reparations. And then it was stripped of its Japanese armament because Japan wasn't going to be producing any kind of armaments for over a decade. It's part of the surrender agreements. And the U.S. was kind of, and the Allies had been kind of fed up with Japan and its expansion, and made it pretty clear that they were not to be a military power. And actually, they found a lot of agreement in the Japanese populace who weren't overly fond of the way a war had turned out and the lack of freedoms, and it was very autocratic monarchy. And they had a lot of reasons to complain. And in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, they had a lot of reasons to be right. So much for the history lesson. Let's take this thing out and see what we can do with it. Again, you're going to be giving up about a kilometer, well, not quite a kilometer, but 3/4 of a kilometer to a lot of the ships out here. That's going to present some challenges. Who cares? We'll go ahead and take them on anyway. Also, one thing is I'm a highly aggressive destroyer, as the last outing proved. That's not always a successful strategy. Well, I could have fought off the other destroyers. The two cruisers proved to be more problematic. Okay, we got the Solomon Islands map. We have lots and lots and lots of destroyers. And I see somebody got sloppy with his torpedoes. Easier said, easier poo-pooed than not repeating. We've all done it. Well, needless to say, I'll be standing clear of that Clemson a little bit. And if you expect me to go sliding between those islands, you are out of your mind. I am not interested.
Good luck, everyone.
Somebody wants to come sliding out of between those islands. Then I feel sorry for them because they're not going to last very long. Alright, we're going to try to go around this island. And the Clemson's using some pretty good 4-inch guns. But otherwise, he's pretty much in the same boat we are. His guns are okay. His torpedoes are kind of short-ranged for his detectability. But if he wants to go charging ahead and clear the path for me, I'm all for it. There's a Kohlberg, a Clemson, and we're getting lots of help in ways we don't need it.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support.
Okay, somebody's going to start throwing torpedoes in here in just a minute, so I very much want to clear the area. And you'll notice that people are taking avoidance action right now. And I think that's a smart move. I saw well, it's nice to have flat shooting guns on a destroyer. Somebody's throwing a lot of torpedoes around, aren't they?
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a little drastic.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Who lost far more ships than they have, so maybe they thought that was a acceptable trade-off. I doubt he'll still be there, but we'll see. Hurts to face something that has real guns. And whatever else can be said, it has real guns.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
And we'll keep coming back, because he hasn't got what it takes to keep me off of him.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. The enemy is about to win.
Far too little, far too late. We're going to lose this one on points, I believe, unless something drastic happens. Lost too many ships early on. This is highly dangerous. I suspect this guy is
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes astern. We've sunk an enemy destroyer. Torpedoes to starboard. Smoke generator started. Torpedoes astern.
yeah, but I don't have to be there for him. Okay. He moved a cruiser in for the express purpose.
Smoke screen set.
Yeah, we're going to want to get out of there quick.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes, direct front.
Okay, we've done our job here.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Okay, with a little bit of luck, we might very well have this in the bag. We're plotting an intercept course as soon as I can get clear of these islands. And I will say that I find these really map-heavy densities of islands on latest World of Warship maps to be too much. Alright, remember we only have a range of 7.2 and so we're counting on him actually running into our torpedoes. I'm hoping that will be enough. So far that fellow has no idea I am here at all, and these torpedoes are on a very nice run for him. Let's hope that it continues. We've got to set it out as full spread, and we might have a very good chance of hitting him. 2 hits. And he's hurt. Now the reload times on these are just fabulous. But we're dealing with a battleship now that is very aware that we're out here and that he's working against me. So it's going to get to be a much tougher job. And I've got to keep him in mind. And try to get our cap back. Yeah, thought that might be a little tougher. Looks like he's got everybody in the known free world over there too.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Need to capture this area. There's got to be a destroyer working that. Well, I know where the destroyer's at, so. We'll engage our engine boost. Still have a couple of those consumables.
Engine boost deactivated.
Okay, so we have gotten the enemy out, but we lost the game on points, unfortunately. But you certainly give a good idea of what the ship can do, what it can't do. It's a good, relatively good gunboat. It certainly isn't going to impress any tier 10, but it's a good gunboat. And because those 5-inch 51s actually got a couple of torpedoes into the Kaiser, which we could have sunk him. But unfortunately, the guy playing the enemy ship was doing an awfully good job with the caps that had to be taken. Still, we didn't do badly. We didn't do badly at all. And I'm not going to apologize for our performance. All right, so we handed out some damage, got some experience, and we go back to port. All right. Hope it helps. Hope that you learned something from it. I certainly learned something from it. Enjoyed this a great deal. And remember to like the video if you like the video. And if you don't, tell me why. Don't just give me a downvote. Tell me why. I can't improve if I don't know what you don't like. Do appreciate you so much. And if you like it and want to subscribe, please do. I could use all the help I can get. I am a relatively new content provider, and I need lots of subscriptions. Do appreciate you so much. You have a great day, and look forward to seeing you soon.